relying on my husband, truly. Like, I was just always like, Jay, what does this mean? Jay, blah, blah, blah. He would be like, Jen, did you check this? Did you check that? And I'd be like, no, can you help me? And now I just have to just figure it out. Do it, watch webinars, whatever. I just have to figure it out and just not always wait for other people.
Great job. I love it. 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 All right. Who else we got before we dive into this bad boy?
I really like the one that Rhonda talked about. What was the one? The entrepreneur roller coaster. And what really helped me is, like she said, don't look at the no. Don't look at what they're going to respond to. Just do what you are doing. You're promoting the challenge, but don't look at the outcome. And every day, find multiple successes. So every day you need to have 1 or 2 or 3 successes so you can focus on that. And that really helped me. I thought that's really a good point, because we always look at the outcome. What are they going to say? But we can't control it. So that was really good.
All right. One more question. Who didn't watch their videos this week? What? Some of y'all, that's 2 weeks in a row.
I apologize. I truly, totally forgot after we posted it. I am so sorry.
The teacher.
I know.
The teacher.
I'm having trouble with my vet, so I'm going off old notes. I'm sorry.
Well, that's fine. And but I'm not going to go into a tangent or anything like that, so don't worry. But you know in your heart whether you're going through the motions or if you're intentional, because if you want it bad enough, you'll figure out a way. Like if you want to watch it, like for instance, how many hours are there in a day?
24.
24. And then a week?
24 times 7.
168. Come on, I'm the low, the whatever. 168 hours in a week, guys, and everybody has the exact same 24 hours in the day, right?
Yes.
Remember that? This is a trick question. Does everybody have the exact same 24 hours in a day?
Yes.
Kinda. Like we all have the exact same 24 hours. What is that, Jenny?
It says repeating the same failures does not equal success, and excuses do not equal success. So I'm on your side, dude. Sorry.
No. That's fine. And again, this isn't like what happens is us to be as leaders, if we're going to grow together as future leaders, like there's 2 people that hear this. Well, you know what? You didn't walk me through this. And you know what? I shouldn't have to be talked to like this. I'm a grown up and I'm busy. You don't understand what's going on in my life. I didn't have time to watch the videos. And then there's the second person that's like, I get it. Thank you. I know we need to grow together. I know we need to work together. I know in order for us to grow, we need to be transparent with each other. So there's 2 things that just happened right there. And, you know, it's an emotional intelligence thing. So it's just like that right there is no, offense to y'all. It's just that it's like when people want to grow in their business, but they can't set that time aside. You know, if it's important to you enough, you'll find a way. And that's all I can really talk to you guys and expand upon that is it's all on us. Our success in this business all depends on us. It's not our upline. It's not anything like that. And a quick story for you guys is everybody does this. So when something goes wrong in your business or when something goes wrong in your life, how easy is it to look to somebody else to say, how as human beings, how easy is it to look at someone else and say, well, if they would have did this, I wouldn't have this problem. How easy is it for us to do that?
Very easy.
It's very easy. Where is it? Do we first look at ourselves first, or do we first look at somebody else first? And then we eventually calm ourselves down. But what do we look at first?
Others. Blame games.
Others. And so when I was actually first in this business, you know, my upline actually left and they took my downline with them. So I've never had an upline in this business. So it was actually the biggest blessing in the whole world, because I thought that I was being, worked over. I thought that the world was against me. I thought that the world was happening to me, but really the world was happening for me. The world was happening for me. It allowed me to step up into my leadership zone, allowed me to literally become the leader who I wanted to be, because they all left. And so it forced me to grow into that. So if you really want to go and you really want to have some fun, that's enough. I think my point is made on there. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into month one. Now, promise me this, you guys, that I'm not just jumping on this call, wasting my time or wasting your time. Because this is what I don't want to be here doing, is because if we don't literally go through the actions, we don't grow. If we don't do our 3 a day throughout the week, we're not growing. If we wait to do our videos a half hour before the call or an hour before the call, if we're not doing the little daily action steps, is this purpose of us here to grow or to just be entertained every week?
I want to be entertained.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
You set yourself up for that. I'm sorry.
So introduction here, and I'll go into focus on. I from what I took, I love the Nick Sarnicola focus on what you can control. Like one of the big things, and I feel like our success in this business was that focus on what you control. And this is something that Carol and I, we've talked about multiple different times. But there's many things in life that'll come at you that will just stress you right the heck out. And you'll find yourself like, there's like, oh my gosh, what is that law come when anything can go wrong, it will. What is that? Murphy's Law? That Murphy's Law?
Yeah.
Whatever can go wrong will. And I personally believe it's whatever you're focused on, or, in my life, it usually was procrastination. So whenever I procrastinated on something, that's usually when Murphy's Law usually pertained into my life. Like whenever I needed something done fast, that's when everything. So guess when a bridge would always come up when I was going to work, when I was on time or running behind?
Running behind.
Procrastination. So, I just did it when I logged on the computer here. I was going to log on 15 minutes earlier to make sure the whole computer was up and running. But I waited till about 7 minutes till it was up and running. And then guess what happened to my computer? Crashed.
You kicked me off.
Froze.
So, thank God I had a backup, because did you guys see me on my phone? And then I dinged in again on there. So I had a backup. I was there ready just in case. But I'm like, I just started laughing because that's what I was going to talk about on this call, and go figure, something else happened. Now, who procrastinates in their life? We all do it.
Everybody.
We all do it. It's the funniest thing ever. And you know what the funniest thing is? The first thing that we do when something's not going right in our life, we're going, well, if this person would have did that, and if God would have blessed me here, and if you would have did this, and if they would have did that, they would have did this, and blah, 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 blah. But it's literally little base hits every single day have a consistency in our life. So what you can control is the consistency in your life. You can control the little consistencies in your life. It's because what happens is when you're focusing on all the little consistencies in your life, what it is stuff's getting done all the time. And there's never a rush. There's never a demand on anything else to get going. And when you're a little consistent on your 3, 4, 5 things, there's usually 5 things in everybody's life that they can control, that they have to do in order for their life to grow every single day. Most people do 3. The average person will do their 3 things every single day, and that's how you live a mediocre life. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. You can do those 3 things, and then you can still have a great life. You can still have a great family with your kids and everything like that. And then there's folks that do the 1, 2 things in your life, and they're the ones that it's the excuses. Drama is always happening in their life. And then there's your 4s and your 5s. Now the 4 and the 5 things that you do that consistently every single day, that's just that one extra. That's just that step above. That's just that next level. And because it's constantly getting done every single day, those are the folks usually with a lot less stress in their life too. They have a lot less stress because stuff's not what every day. Stuff's not what?
Piling up.
Piling up. Stuff piles up on folks, and the stress becomes so immense, becomes so intense. And especially in network marketing, especially in entrepreneurship, is entrepreneurship lonely? It can be. Entrepreneurship can be very lonely if you're building it just like whenever you're just going through it and intentional. Because what happens is that's the first thing to go is your part-time business. When you're doing it, it's the first thing to go because the stress becomes so immense because maybe that you've neglected a few other things in your life. And what happens is it just becomes too much. It's the first thing to go because you already got your full-time job, you've got your kids, you've got your husband, you got your other family, you got your other obligations that you got going on. So the little consistencies every single day and whatever it is, the 4 or 5 things that you find that you got to do, and it's not really that hard. They're not hard things to do. This is the craziest thing about it. They're just not that hard to do, but we're just designed to procrastinate. We all do it. We're just designed. It's crazy. So that right there is something that you can focus on is just being consistent every single day, because once you find out what those little 5 things that are every single day, you know, Antonio, what happens if I only work out once a month? Is my body going to be in shape?
Nope.
My body going to be strong?
Nope.
Carol, what happens if I were to only tell you I loved you once a month and showed my affection to you once a month?
I would not be happy.
Peace. She'd be like, peace. So my body would be horrible, okay? My marriage would be in trouble. What happens if I only went to church once or twice a year, picked up a Bible once or twice a year? Would my faith be strong in Christ?
No.
You know? It's those little consistencies every single day. And it doesn't have to be a lot in your business. This is the best part about this. Do you have to do a lot to let your significant other to know that you love them? Do you really have to do a lot to let your child know that you love them? No. What it is when you're present, you're there, you're actually there. Okay? When you're actually doing something, you don't have to do that much, but when you're there, you're actually doing it. You're actually engaged. You're actually working with this, you know? And so what happens is all that stuff builds up over time. It's the biggest misconception that I see with people deal with in network marketing is because they're constantly trying to get that big home run where if they were just doing a little bit every single day, their business would grow, their business would build. So that right there is the one thing that I just wanted to share with my stuff. That's what I took from focus on what you can control. Because to me, I hear from few folks every day, and it seems like the number one thing that people let build up on them is just a little consistencies, just being consistent every single day. So let's go ahead and dive right into the goals for week 3. Goal for week 3 would be 3 customers and or 3 business partners in your business for the week. Now, guess what today is? Guess what today is?
First of the month.
Kinda.
No.
Pretty close. Tomorrow's the first of the month. So
Right.
tonight,
End of the
tonight, some of you guys are opening up your month right now because maybe what was last month? July. Maybe July was a wash and you're like, forget it. I'm going to start in August. I'm going to open up my August here. So, but what you got right now is your 3 customers, your 3 goals. Now, if you're finishing out July and if you only have 2 customers, and let's say the month flips and you come to find out that you're only 1 customer away from getting 100 points, 100 VI points, 100 points toward discounts towards your product, whose fault would that be? Ours. It's our fault. So what it is this what I would be focused on right now is we got till tomorrow afternoon. Make sure that you minimally have your 3 customers on your account. So that way you're at least getting your 3 for D. And if you're sitting here saying, well, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Nobody ever explained to me. These are the types of things that you've got to reach out and say, okay, please explain this to me. Please explain this part to me. Where do I look this up? And the good news is it's going to be at August 13th, Detroit Regional Success Training. You're going to be going all over that stuff for y'all. So 3 customers, 3 business promoters in your business here. Now, this is going to be a heck of a start, especially with the first starting tomorrow. But what we do want to do, the lesson number 1 is we want to talk about dream storming. So in week 1, you learned about your why, dream, crusade goals. Most people stop dreaming. Okay, this is one thing that all of us talked about on the Founders Lid Group with Nick Sarnicola here. All of us talked about what is the biggest thing that we noticed is that as folks get older, what's the number 1 hinder in a lot of people's lives is most people stop dreaming. Most people stop dreaming. I believe it was, it's not actually on here. Who is it? Somebody quote me here. Maybe the teacher can help me out here. The average man dies by the time they're 25. We just don't bury them till they're 60. Is that Benjamin Franklin or Abraham Lincoln?
I don't know. I haven't heard that before.
That's it, though.
Is that it? That's the quote. That is it?
Yeah, it is. And actually, there's a very good motivational video by E.A. Prince who speaks about that. I'll post it. It's amazing.
E.A. Prince. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know if he was the original person who quoted it, but he just talks about it, and it's very, very good.
Yeah, he was from the 17th century, right? E.A. Prince, like from the period, from the.
Thought he was a singer.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway.
Yeah, didn't he just die?
Oh, real nice, guys. Okay, this is too soon.
Stay focused here.
Too soon. Hey, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. So what happens is most people stop dreaming. My theory with this is what happens is when you get out of high school, you're 18 years old, you're ready to take over the world, and what happens is you're just unprepared. You don't know what you're getting into. Your ignorance on fire, and you make a couple dumb mistakes. Like to me, it's more easier and easier for people to get depressed now because is it easier now to go out there and finance a $30,000 vehicle more than ever?
Yes.
It's easier now to go out there and get your hands into tens of thousands of dollars in debt. Before you needed to have collateral for everything. You can actually go with no credit to Art Van Furniture and go finance yourself with $20,000 worth of furniture. You want to know how I know that? Ding!
Because you did it?
Because I did it. Did you know that you actually, at 18 years old with no credit, you can actually go out there and get a $5,000 credit card? Did you guys know that? Yeah, how do you want to know how I know? Ding! Right here. Did you guys know it's super easy to go out there and get yourselves in debt? And what happens is that stuff starts piling up right away. So folks get out of college or folks get out of high school and they're about to take over the world, and instantaneously they're trapped in the race. They're trapped in the race, the rat race. They're trapped in like this little, they got to hurry up and get comfortable because the world's starting to beat them up. And the bigger technology gets, the faster technology gets, the faster that they have access to do. And what happens is right away, they're like, people just get beat up and they stop dreaming. Because what happens is somebody else that figured it out is now paying that person to go build their dream. And what happens, in my opinion, is that person may be it good or bad, but that person right there that's paying that person now, that right there is they're exhausting all of that person's energy. Does anybody have a full-time job on this call here? We talked about this last week, so I know that hands that are raised. Who works a 40-hour work? Who works all day long and sometimes feels like they are just so drained by the end of the day? Like they're just drained, like all the energy has just been sucked out of them. Okay? Look at it like this. It's a battery. Okay? Like you're a battery. And what somebody has figured out is how to use folks plug them into their system, and what it does is that system is designed to charge up their device, charge up their dream, charge up their future, but sucks the life right out of everybody else. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, like, you know, don't go out there and get a job. Don't go out there and do everything. You know what I mean? But it's just like, we've got to just understand that we're on this call for a reason. I can have this conversation with y'all because you all want something bigger for yourself. You all want something. Now, if somebody doesn't want more, is that okay? Absolutely. Absolutely. But if you want more, it's okay. But just realize what's happening to the real world out there. It's like we're just getting it. So that right there is what's happening. This is a touchy subject for me because I try not to be offensive for a lot of folks. It can be a very touchy subject, you know what I mean? Because you're starting to offend some people. I love what I do. And, you know, I mean, that's not what I'm not trying to say right there. But my favorite quote is, I actually have it hanging up in my room, but it's live as though you'll die today and dream as though you'll live forever. The easiest thing that I found when working charter, you know, when we were working that job, 60, 70 hours a week, the easiest thing that I found that helped me is I always had my vacation spots all picked out. I always had my dream storm board. Like Carol and I, it used to drive her nuts, actually. I used to dream storm like all the time. Like, and what happened was when those days would get so exhausting at the end of the day, I would pull out my dream board. And I would get prepared for the next day. Like I would pull out my where we're vacationing at. How do I feel when I'm doing that? Like I would constantly live in my dream board. That's the only thing. That is the only thing that allowed me to work on my business every single night after being drained every single day, was pulling out my vision board, pulling out my dream board, and dreaming about what's it going to be like with my family. What's the feeling like when we're sitting on a beach, or what's the feeling like when, you know, we have our freedom back again? Because that stuff right there, you have got to dreamstorm. So this is one thing that I'm going to challenge every single person to do right now is I'm going to see here. So what I would challenge everybody on here to do is just take a half hour tonight. Sometime a half hour tonight. And I want you guys to grab a book. And I want you to grab an actual notebook, a real notebook. And I want you guys just to dreamstorm. Just write out your life. Write out the perfect day 2 years from now. Write out the perfect day. Like what's going to happen? Like there's no financial cap. There's no nothing. Just write out, like just take the time to plan out your life 2 years from now. Take the time. Like, did you guys ever hear the perfect day that I wrote out with Carol in it? Did you guys ever hear that story that I do? That my perfect day that I wrote out a little bit ago? I'll bring it for you guys next week on next week's call. But basically what it was is 10 years down the road, we wake up and we're near Fort Myers Beach and there's the ocean and we go downstairs and I got all my boys there and they're all excited to go deep sea fishing, and we had a charter boat come right up to the front of our house to go pick us up. And then we go fishing, and of course Carol and the baby boy, he's the one those two are the only ones that caught fish. I mean, it was just like to the detail, to the T. And afterwards we got done fishing, somebody picked us up, they filleted our fish, we ate it fresh right there. And then I went and took Carol out to a candlelight dinner, helicoptered out to a boat out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. And we had a sunlight dinner there, and there was a violinist sitting there playing on the back of the boat. You know, it's like, we don't dream like that anymore. How many people dream like that or think like that anymore? And the reason why we don't is because we don't think it's possible. We're so caught up in the every single day life stuff, we don't even dream like that anymore. It is 100% possible. So my challenge to you guys is take a half hour tonight just to dream board, just to get yourself dreaming again. You know, just half hour of just straight up dreamstorming. And then I want you guys to convert it to digital. Put it on the back of your phone. Put it in a collage. Put it in a screenshot. Put it in what do you call that? The PowerPoint thing, like where it's a movie thing in a row. There's like clips.
A video,
No, but
a
kind of.
flipogram.
No, but there's like multiple things in a row. It's like a show. It's like a thing. Slideshow. Golly. Slideshow. There you go. A slideshow. So that's we'll move on from there. But the dream storming, guys, that's a big deal. I spent a lot of time on that because you got to figure out what fuels you. You got to figure out what fires you. And that dream storming, that's where it really comes into play. So the challenge update. So where are you currently at? And how committed have you been on a scale of 1 to 10 with your challenge update? What do you guys think? Do you guys want to be brave enough to say where you been at your challenge update on a scale of 1 to 10? Anybody else want to be brave?
Well, I was doing really, really good on my challenge, and I blamed him because he bought me a caramel apple. It was all downhill from there.
Right.
So I have to reset. So on a scale of 1 to 10, this past week, camping was an epic failure. So big fat 1.
I have a good one.
Good.
So I lost 11 pounds now, and I am I finished my video series, so I will actually be wearing an I Lost It t-shirt for the first time ever. So I'm very excited.
Yay! Congratulations!
Thank you.
Teacher's pet.
Yeah, right.
So your physical story directly impacts your financial outcome. This is the crazy thing about this. Your physical, challenge, like what it is, your physical story directly impacts your financial outcome. Carol and I's business, I don't think it was a coincidence when Carol and we literally took the stage and our business grew by 1,000%. We went from making $7,000-$8,000 a month to $25,000-$26,000 a month. I don't find that a coincidence at all. When everybody else in our group, once we started actually getting six packs and once we actually were in shape and once we actually taken our challenge seriously, I don't find it a coincidence how everybody else started taking it seriously. I don't find that a coincidence at all. And when everybody else is getting out there finding physical transformations, it's so easy just to be in this business and just going through the motions and our challenge. Like me, I love Swiss cake rolls. I just love Swiss cake rolls. I love everything about a Swiss cake roll. I think it's amazing.
And black cherry ice cream.
Yeah, and black cherry ice cream. And pretty much anything with sugar, I love. Okay, I love. But when I'm actually on my challenge, guess what does not enter my mouth? That stuff. Because that stuff does not help me. Stuff does not help my family. Now it's easy for me to say, well, I'm just going to stop there. I'm going to stop there because you get the point. Some of y'all need to release yourself and however you need to release yourself. But I'm just quick little tip. That stuff right there, it actually, Skip Taylor told this to me one time. He was actually helping me. He was actually helping me out right here. He says, every time you eat a double cheeseburger, I want you to pull a $100 bill out of your pocket and light it on fire. And he told me that one time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's so right. Because I was sitting there just indulging in a Culver's quadruple cheeseburger or something like that. And it was so good. And he's like, you might as well just pull a $100 bill out and burn that bad boy up. So what products have you tried yet? Are you plugging into a weekly challenge group? So the IGA update. In week 1, we learned about the nuggets, the metaphor, serving coffee, and picking red apples. In week 2, you learned about focusing on what you can control and what you can't control. Bottom line is you can control your activity, but you can't control somebody's
Start date.
All you can control is your activity. We cannot control people's start dates. I think it was Krista last week or maybe the week before was talking about how she had been talking with somebody for months and somebody finally actually just signed up and it was literally months or maybe even a year. I've had people that I've talked to for Josh Ziegelman. He's actually, you guys know him. I talked to him. He was one of the very first 10 people on my list. 7 years later, he signed up. Bonsai Psychosi. Okay, I talked to him for probably a year and something, and then he finally actually showed up. It's crazy. You just never know who it's going to be. So what you can control on, what you can focus on is your activity. The easiest thing that you can follow by is some will, some won't, so what, someone's waiting. It's the SW rule. Some will, some won't, so what, someone's waiting. Someone's waiting out there right now for you to go out there and call them. Someone, that next person that's going to come in. Does it excite you guys to know that somebody can come in your business at any time and literally go out there and get like 30 promoters and blow up like 500 customers in like the matter of a couple months? Does that opportunity, the possibility, do you think that might be a big, huge reason why a lot of folks tend to show up over and over and over again? Is the possibility of maybe finding that person one day? Is that exciting to know that that could happen in your life? Could you imagine that if you're a teacher and you taught a kid that went out there and made $1 million a year and you got 5% of his income every single year because you taught him? Can you imagine what life would be like? Could you imagine if you're a graphic designer and you went out there and designed a billboard that generated an income of $500,000 a year, and from every single sale that came off of that billboard, you got 5% of that sale for the rest of that advertisement's life? Guys, this is what we have here. What are you building? What are you designing? Where are you getting creative? What's your strategy to go find that next person? Or what's your strategy to build a team so that team, it gets to the rest of the nation, gets to the rest of that world to go find that one person that's out there that's going to go out there and explode this? Like, what's your strategy? Or do you even believe it? Do you even have a strategy? That's stuff that you can control. That's the type of stuff that you can control. Is focusing on the activity, the 3 days. Now, what determines your focus? You ultimately control your own thoughts and your own conversations. So should you choose to not contact someone, 99% of the time it's because of what?
Fear.
Fear.
Fear. Guys, it was like some crazy number that I was just reading the other day. Like some percentage of folks, the reason they constantly live in fear. That's where the media thrives off of. Do you guys ever notice how, to me, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but I feel like as time gets on, like there's hiccups in the road. Like, did anybody hear Nick Sarnicola's speech about, America's not perfect, but it's great? Did anybody hear that? You guys might want to go watch that one. I thought that was really interesting because, people were so derived in like fear. I feel like we've come light. I feel like we've come leaps and bounds from even 50 years ago in our life. And there's definitely hiccups. I know there's definitely, we live in fear of the world's not going to be here in 50 years. We're constantly designed to live in fear. So we don't go out there and speak out. So we don't go out there and we're especially living in fear now is because everybody is so afraid to make a mistake now. We are so afraid to make a mistake right now is because if you make a mistake, guess who finds out about it? Everyone. And why?
Social media.
Social media. Social media is like our best friend and our worst enemy all at the same time. Like people are afraid to go out there and step out there and actually go for it because if they don't do what they said they were going to go out there and do, who's going to find out about it? Who's going to see it? Everybody. But if we go out there and we set an actual goal and we get over our fear and we say, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm held accountable. This is my time. I'm ready to go. And you actually do it. Who's going to find out about it?
Everybody.
Everybody. You see
Hey,
where that
Josh.
goes?
I'm like stepping out of my comfort. Yeah.
I can see that big time, Jenny. Like, I noticed it massively. And I've heard it from 6 or 7 other folks, too.
But I missed it. You cut out. What did you?
Oh, I cut out?
It's my phone. I dropped you once already. So what did you say? I missed what you said.
Where did I leave
Josh,
off?
you're here. I don't know.
Oh.
Sorry.
Actually, I've heard that from about 6 or 7 other folks, Jenny. Just like, wow, what's going on with Jenny King? Where did she come from? She has like totally come out of her zone. Like, where did she come from? Like, who recruited her? I'm like, she's been around forever. What are you talking about? She's like, oh my gosh, no, she's just kind of like, I've heard that from 6 or 7 people. And like, two of the folks are like, she's really making me step out of my comfort zone here. So great job.
That's what I was going to tell you, is that I am stepping out of my comfort zone. Thanks to Dave, actually, because Dave was the one who gave me the insight to do little videos. And I haven't done like, hey, I'm 2 pounds or 2 whatever less, but inspirational videos like with my Bible study and whatnot. And I just come out with the idea of, if I can inspire one person, then it's worth it. And I don't care about who doesn't like it or who thinks I'm an idiot. If I can inspire one person, then it's worth it. So.
Well, we love it. Everybody sees it. So great job, girlfriend. And coincidentally, as soon as you step out, all of a sudden your PBV grows by like 1,000%. Isn't that weird?
It's good stuff.
Weird. Well, great job. And so basically, I just really focus on that, guys. Just be a pearl diver. Focus on your 3-day. Focus on your 3-day. Focus on your 3-day. Because what determines your focus? So, fear basically is false expectations appearing real. So just something that you can say, how you drive your fear-based questions out of your mind. So that's how you got to ask yourself, how do you drive those fear-based questions out of your mind? So what if Steve tells my other business contacts I am in some silly business, versus Steve, if Steve doesn't like what I'm doing, but I'm still going to be able to 6-figure income, do I really care? Okay, these are the questions that you got to ask yourself. So I'll say that again. So if you got a buddy named Steve, so what if Steve tells my other business contacts I am in some silly business that I'm doing? Or the alternate question that you can ask yourself, which will help you in the long run, if Steve doesn't like what I'm doing, but I'm still able to create a 6-figure income, do I really care? No. It's the same thing. Does anybody on here get criticized as being a bad parent or messing up as a parent? Has anybody ever gotten criticized? Do you really care? Do you stop being a parent? No, because you know in your heart you're doing the right thing. And that's right there when all that stuff actually comes in. So where it all comes into play is the fortune is in the follow-up, okay? These are some interesting numbers before I close out this call here. Now, the fortune is in the follow-up. This is where everybody misses the boat, because even when folks do get hot, even when folks do start reaching out to people, they don't what?
Follow up.
Follow up. Couple different reasons. Oh, I don't want to feel like I'm bugging them. Well, I already reached out to them once, and if they wanted to do it, they would have reached back out to me by now. Are people self-starters? Do people need to be pushed? Rachel, when you're in personal training, Jody, when you have your gym, do people like literally just like, okay, I'm coming in today, or they need somebody to tell them what to do, come up with a regimen? Do they need to be like constantly pushed and motivated?
All the time.
All the time. You know, so this is where something to where the fortune is in the follow-up. So these are some numbers I got to give you guys here, and you guys will find this interesting. If 3 a day is consistent, you should have 42 people in your funnel to follow up with. Some of these will be no's. Follow-up is the most critical step in the sales cycle. Okay, the follow-up is the most critical step in the sales cycle. These are the stats from the National Sales Executive Association. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. Let me read that back to you again. 48% of people never follow up with a prospect. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and stop. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop. And only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Does that boggle anybody's mind? So however, this is the interesting thing about this. Only 2% of sales are made on the first contact. You guys catch that? Only what percent? 2. Only 2% of sales are made in the first contact. Only 3% of sales are made on the second contact. 5% on the third, 10% on the fourth, and 80% on the 5th to 12th contact. Somebody explain to me what's going on there. What's going through your head when I say that?
We need
Aha moments.
all the time.
What's that?
We need to follow up all the time and not let the no be no forever.
Now, let's be honest, when I say stuff like that, when I say 80% of sales are made on the 12th contact, somebody be honest out there. Somebody give me something they're like, oh my gosh, 5 times? Or I don't follow up with my people 5 times. Or, oh my gosh, that's where I've been maybe missing the boat in my business. Anybody want to sound off on this? Did anybody get any aha moments right there?
Yeah, well, I know I do. Most people after maybe the second no, you just kind of move on. They're not ready. But in saying that, I talked to somebody in February who just came on Wednesday that I followed up with once a month and just asked if I could call him once a month just to chat. And I didn't even say anything about buy last week.
I love
He
it.
brought it up.
That right there, case in point. Overcome your false expectations. What we think is a follow-up. The reason why we don't follow up is there's a fear of a no or afraid that we're annoying people.
Mm-hmm.
We're afraid of the no, and we're afraid that we're annoying people. We're afraid of the no, and we're afraid that we're annoying people because we don't want to be that guy. We don't want to be that gal. But I am really glad that somebody followed up with me over 12 times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I am really glad that somebody followed up with me over 12 times. Because it changed the whole course of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Really take that one deep down there, you guys. So call them back at the time that they picked. Start learning how to follow up with people. Maybe put yourself in a learning position. Like, anybody watch that Gathering Customers with Ashley Sarnicola?
Mm-hmm.
That right there, I would be like really learning how to go out there and gather customers. There's also that thing that Nick did with building your promoter essential skills. There's so many things in VET that'll teach you how to learn those little conversations, those little words that work.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple funnel management, if you're stuck, use a 3-way call. We all know that one. Basic Facebook marketing, lifestyle picture, use your cover to market. This is your brand. So like Facebook, guys, this is your brand. Use your Facebook as your brand. So, like your challenge status, update every day, show products, business status every few days, play team, promote parties, events. The biggest thing I can tell is really play team. You guys do a really good job of that with each other. What I would suggest is with the Facebook that we have with this July launched AD, guys, I would really get the fire going in this thread. Because like I said before, you guys will feed off of each other. The more that you guys are actually active with this, you're shooting videos. I mean, this right here will burn the energy up in this thread. You guys literally will. That's what gets people excited every single day. Like if you're over here watching Jenny go out there and get 4 customers today, would that motivate anybody watching Jenny sign up 4 brand new customers today and she goes out there and shoots a video?
Mm-hmm.
It does. It's just naturally what all of us do. So we need to be transparent with us, all carrying our little side, all carrying our little step here. I'm going to post the action steps and the videos to watch as soon as this gets done. And I mean, as soon as this gets done. But what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to what?
Write out your perfect day.
Write out your perfect day. I want you guys to brainstorm a little bit. I want you guys to convert it to digital form. I want you guys to start dreaming again. Because, telling you what, I've already told you this last week, once everybody figures this out, every family gets a free Premier Kit. Every family with 1,000 PBV, this is going to explode. It's already getting to that point right now.
Mhm.
And what I also want you to do is when I post the action steps, guys, let's just not go through the motions. Let's get excited. Like, it's Sunday night. Like, act like you should see some of the faces on here right now. This is some of the faces that I'm watching. You guys watching? I'm going to give you guys some of the faces I'm watching. Like this. or this. Or like this. Or like they're watching TV in the background. Or they're doing this.
Stop. Go. That's fine.
You know what I mean? It's like, be intentional with it. Next Sunday night, come and be excited that you get to. We don't have to do this, guys. We what?
Get to.
Just do.
We get to. We don't have to do this business. We get to. The world's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Okay? It's how you focus on. It's what you're focused on in your life. Okay? Whatever you believe that you are, that's who you are. You will get in life what you tolerate over and over and over and over again. And if you do not want a mediocre life, if you don't want people to talk to you like shit or crap, if you want people to treat you bad, if you want people to treat you bad and you tolerate it, guess what will happen?
It's going to happen.
You will get in life what you tolerate. But if you tolerate no less than a great life, than a financially abundant life, if you tolerate no less than that, what will manifest into your life?
Everything better.
Everything better, because people will see that you don't tolerate it. And people want to follow strong people that don't tolerate bull.
Yep.
Can you imagine if you guys jumped on here every single week with me and be like, well, guys, I'm praying. I'm hoping. I'm going to talk to somebody this week. I don't know what they're going to say, but if they say no, I am going to flip out. I am going to lose it. I am going to flip out, and I don't know what I'll do. We might not do an AD call next week, okay? It's all depending on these 3 people I go to, okay? Like, I'll let you know. I'll let you know, because it just stress is a little high over here, okay? These 3 kids drive me nuts. My wife wants me to go out there and cut the grass, and it just like, and then like Nick, he's on my case, and like instantaneously. Do you guys want to hear that?
No.
No, because you guys don't what? You won't what?
We won't. Come on. We need excitement and positivity.
Right.
Tolerate it.
Yeah, but you won't tolerate that.
Oh, right.
You guys will stop showing up.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to realize how strong y'all are. You don't tolerate that. You would not tolerate that out of me. So don't tolerate that out of the world to let the world give you guys whatever it is. Well, I can't get somebody to talk to me. It's because what?
We're scared to do it.
And you're tolerating it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tolerate somebody. Like when somebody tells me, well, I don't want to look at that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you don't want to look at what? Do you even know what the heck you're not looking into? I could care less if you want to do this or not. I could care less. Now, me, I get a little toot with my friends. But I can do that with my friends because they're what? My friends. I can do that with my acquaintances because they know that that's who I am as a person. You guys got to use your how many girls on here? All the girls are going to know that. What do I tell you to do? Bring out the inner what?
Humble diva.
Bring out the humble diva. You know, be humble, but be a diva. You know, you got to bring out the, and I can't remember the thing I said for the guys. I think it was inappropriate for all the girls on the call. So I don't think I'm going to say it. But, you know, you got to be a humble diva. You don't tolerate it. Like, oh, I guess you must have misunderstood me. I could actually care less if you did this or not, but I just cared enough about you to reach out to you, and I actually wanted you to see what I was doing here. But thanks, though. Click. You know what I mean? And I would actually get, like, calls coming back. People like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I'm like, listen, I could care less if you wanted to do it or not. I just felt like a dink that I haven't showed it to you yet. I made it look like it was my fault. Like, part of the reason why I think we've recruited so many people into this company is because I make it look like it's my fault that I haven't reached out to folks. Like, when I'm reaching out to somebody, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I haven't reached out to you before. I feel horrible. What are you doing tomorrow night at 8 o'clock? I'm going to call you for a couple minutes. I want you to see what I've been doing. You know, something like that. Or literally just reaching out to people. Like, I know, like, the very first few times, like, I actually just showed up at people's houses. Like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing tonight at 7 o'clock? Nothing. Well, hey, I'm coming over. I don't care if you do this or not, but I'm coming over to your house. I'm going to mix you up a shake. I'm going to put a shake in your mouth. Then I'm going to see if this is something for you or not. And if not, we're going to go out and we're going to go hang out anyways, like we were going to anyways. It's because I didn't make it weird. I just don't make stuff weird. But I'm being myself. And that's what I'm going to challenge you all to do, is just be yourself. Don't try to go in with the sales pitch. Don't try to be somebody who you're not. Just be yourself, but like a version of yourself that you know that you're going to be. Become the person that you want to attract. But the thing that I did is I got a little bit too I grew a little bit too much. I started wearing business suits around all my buddies that wear sandals, backwards hats, and we drink Busch Light in a can and hang out at the at hole-in-the-wall bars when I first got started, okay? Now, I'm not condoning drinking, okay? That's not what I'm condoning, but I'm letting you guys know that's where I was at in my life. So what happened to my whole inner circle when I started talking bigger and dreaming bigger, and when I started wearing business suits all the time? What happened to my inner circle?
They split.
They're like, oh, Josh is changing. He's doing something different now. He's changing. And I was changing for the better. So I'm just pre-warning you, be careful, because once you guys actually start being consistent in your lives and whatever it is that you're doing, and especially in your business, and you start to grow, and your income level starts to grow, your mind starts to grow, your attitude, you're happy every single day, people are going to start going like, why is he so happy every day? He is so weird. Every day he's so happy. He's so weird. Oh my gosh, we were out last night and Josh ordered a chicken salad, and he didn't have pizza with us. He is so weird. Prepare for that stuff to happen. When you're at the family dinners and you're not going up for your 5th plate of apple pie, oh wow, you're too good for us now. You're all, you know what I mean? Prepare for that stuff to happen. Prepare for that stuff to happen. So I'm gonna post the assignment right after here. But what we're gonna do is we're not gonna tolerate any less than a great life. Okay? We're not gonna tolerate any less than a great life. God is good. He's blessed us all. We have every single thing in us that we need to do it right now. Now, what I need you to do is get out of your every single day rhythm, and you need to break the pattern. You guys, listen, you guys have got to disrupt the pattern. Okay? Listen, are you guys watching me? You got to disrupt the pattern. Does anybody know what that means? Like, do I got your attention right now?
Yes.
Good, because my hand is killing me. And I probably just woke up one of my kids.
Hey, Josh, I have a question.
Yes.
You know how you said to stay excited on the thread? Are you talking about going to Facebook and posting things for under One Team, One Dream, or
One Team, One Dream videos. Go to the July relaunch that we're all in right now. Everybody just get excited. Like, everybody just like I remember what we didn't have Facebook anymore before. What did we have that thing before? MySpace. we had like a little MySpace, and there was some sort of little video chat. We all used to have Blackberries that we all used to do. And Nick had us in like this little thing, and we would be in a text message. I think it might have been a text message thread / MySpace, whatever. And I remember like, oh my goodness, we climbed up to something over at in Grand Rapids. And I remember like everybody's assignment was to get up to the top of that hill, and everybody had to like go scream at the top of their lungs and go post the video.
Okay.
Something like that. You just got to disrupt the pattern.
Perfect. Thanks.
Disrupt the pattern. So I can see everybody falling asleep right now, and I'm 10 minutes over here. So questions, concerns? Everybody ready? You guys going to go close out your month tonight and open this bad boy up strong?
Let's do it.
Everybody's like, yay. Can I go to bed now? All right. Nobody be having a case of the Mondays tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'll see y'all.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Next Monday call.
Bye, guys.
Register for the regional success training. Register for the regional success.